Okay, so we're now at part 4 of sample book 5, our knit sample. So recap, we have done our shoulder seams, pressing those forward on the overlocker. And then we pressed our neckline between 1/4 and 3/8 of an inch to the inside, and we top stitched, and then I had to refinish it after I ran out of bobbin. And now I'm doing what we call our Armscyes, um, SCYES, what you would kind of think of like as the armholes for the tank top. And so I've done the same thing. I have pressed my sides inwards between 1/4 and 3/8 of an inch, and I'm now going to top stitch before I do my side seams because it just makes it easier for myself. You don't have to do that. You could do your side seams first. It just makes it a little bit more challenging. So whichever, like I'm this time going to sew with the bulk of my fabric away from the machine. So then I want my pressed fold to be lining up with the inside right, or the opposite of where the bulk is. That inside portion of the presser foot. And if you notice, it's now I'm putting a lot of weight because I have a lot of it actually hanging off the table. So what I'm going to do is just bring it up to the table. It's not going to be laying flat. And that is okay because we're going to focus just on what is right in front of us and readjust. And so you want to backstitch at the beginning and at the end. So we're going to go backstitch just 2 or 3 stitches and just nice and slowly top stitch this Armscye down. Once again, focus on just kind of like the space between your needle. Reposition as you need to, go nice and slow. And I've also made sure whenever I was doing my pressing that my shoulder seam is going all in the same direction, so I don't have like a nice twisted little like wadded up thing that's going to become annoying as I wear my product. So I like to go especially slow over my shoulder seam because I now have some bulk built up from doing a closed overlock. And so I just go kind of slow and ease it right on through. So if you need to, you can always put that needle down, bring the press foot up, and pivot as needed. And we backstitch at the end, and then trim our threads. So this is what it looks like from the front and from the back. So now I'm going to do that again on my other side before I do my side seams. So once again, I have pressed this over between 1/4 and 3/8 of an inch. And I've made sure that my shoulder seam is going the same direction. And I'm going to have the bulk of my fabric away from the motor of the machine. So my pressed folded line is going to go to the inside right of the presser foot. I have those threads going towards the back. I'm going to backstitch at the beginning and at the end and go nice and slow and focus just on the fabric kind of immediately in front of your presser foot. And then as you need to, if you need to, you can have your needle down, bring that presser foot up and pivot. You just want to go nice and slow along these curves. And then once again, I'm going to go fairly slow over my shoulder seam, and I kind of have my shirt bunched up. I don't have any of it hanging off the edge, giving excess tension, making it a little bit more difficult. And then backstitch and trim our threads. So what we're going to do next is we're now going to do our side seams. So we're almost done. All we have left to do is our side seams, which we're going to do on the overlocker, and then we are going to hem it, and we have a finished knit top. So to show you again, this is what that top stitching looks like on the front. This is what it looks like on the back. This is what that neckline looks like. So now I'm just going to, with my right sides together, just like I did for the shoulder seams, overlock my side seams together, and then do my hem by turning it up 3/4 of an inch, pressing that, and sewing it. So I'm going to go ahead and overlock my side seams off camera, and I'll be back for our final part, which is the hem.